if you have ever loved someone from years ago that you weren't allowed to be with, The Blue Rose is a must-read book for you. Welcome to the show, my friend. You're going to love LaVonne Thompson. She wrote the book, The Blue Rose. LaVonne, welcome. I'm glad you're here today.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
This book, oh my gosh, I have goosebumps just thinking about what this book is about, because many people have that long lost love that they weren't allowed to be with, but back in their mind, they're still thinking about that person. Can you share about the book a little more, LaVonne?
Sure. I read a story that was a little bit similar premise when I was 17, and I never forgot the book, but it had a disappointing ending. And I vowed that year that I would write a book that was better than that one, that I just couldn't forget it. There was something about the book, but I wanted a better ending. And it took me many years to write it. And I found out just very recently, I realized that the reason I didn't write it sooner was because I was identifying with the woman as she was older, and love came to her again, and she went full circle. I'm at the age now where I know positively that women and men can experience romance no matter what their age. So
absolutely. And many people have, as in this book, been married, had a wonderful relationship, but never forgot that first love.
Right. They were very devoted to the spouses that they did have through the years, and each of the spouses died, and that's unfortunate, but it allowed them to have a second chance. And as circumstances changed, and I put a twist at the end because I wanted not only a good ending, but something that people wouldn't necessarily expect. And I don't think they'll be disappointed.
LaVonne, you write as a Christian writer, so there's an underlying message of faith in your writing, isn't there?
Yes. In fact, the girl is a Christian and the boy is Jewish. And so I go into some of the differences between the two religions and some of the reasons they couldn't be together. But as you said, they never forgot each other. And it wasn't that they weren't true to their spouses. They were very devoted, but there was just something in their heart that, and in fact, I liken it to God having a purpose and a plan for our lives, and never letting go, never forsaking it. And I think that's the reason they got back together. I just gave the ending away.
No, you didn't. There's so much more into it. You write with such vibrancy and such love. And I think the bigger picture that people will get from your book is the fact that, we're hurting, and we can all apply this in such a personal way in our lives that, as a Christian writer, you're speaking to our many, many wounds, and God loves us in a very personal way. And that's what I took from your book.
Yes, that's right. I've published 4 Christian romances, and so that seems to be my forte. But I have written 62 books.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
Thank you. Well, I'm just in the process now of getting more and more published, but that was not the end all. Of course, you have promotions and networking and that sort of thing to promote the books. But my real reason for writing the books was to glorify God. And I did that in different ways. It wasn't always a Christian book. I write about different subjects, and 20 of the books are children's books, in fact. So,
wow. When I think about the overarching message, and it just makes me cry because it's so beautiful the way that you say this. You say, hope endures and true love is never forgotten. Right. And that is so, so beautiful, whether it's somebody that we love, whether it's a child that we put up for adoption, whether it's a parent that we lost. Right. It's so personal. This book is so much more than just romance of someone that maybe we didn't get to be with in a romantic way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that was part of the reason I wrote the book as well, was because I wanted to emphasize that women and men of any age can experience this type of thing, and that it doesn't have to be a long lost love. It can be something new, but it's an incredible experience. And I've recently had a romance in my life. It didn't end well, but unfortunately, but I experienced it, and I know now that I can be in love again. And it speaks to every woman and every man.
Absolutely.
Comments. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And I think about the first sentence of the book. He wore a blue silk rose in his lapel for the first time they met. Ah, like, how can you put a book down that starts like that? What inspired you to write those? I have, again, a recurring theme of goosebumps with this book. What inspired that first sentence, LaVonne?
Well, I happened to read something that mentioned about the meaning of that, the meaning of a blue rose. The meaning is, the symbolism is to reach the unattainable, and also love at first sight. And those both applied to the girl. And so I asked the question toward the end of the story, why did he wear the red rose, the blue rose, the first day? And was it a fluke, or was it a heaven sent thing? And so, of course, I have my own.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so many things are heaven sent that we don't give credit to. So
absolutely. You're a very sentimental writer, and you want to speak to people who have wounds.
Yeah.
You're very sensitive in that way, LaVonne.
Yes, thank you. I think so too. I've been through a lot. I've lost parents, grandparents, of course, with many people my age. I've also lost 2 husbands. So, yes, so you're right. You're right. I write from my heart. I write from experience sometimes. I used to date a lot.
Well, you're beautiful. I can see how that would happen. That's not a coincidence.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So, no, I think from writing in our experiences resonates with readers. I think that they can not only identify and relate, but many of them will be going through some things. I think that I'll touch the hearts of younger viewers, younger readers as well. I hope so, because they'll be going through some things that maybe this book will help. And it's like the book that inspired this one. I never forgot it. Even though I didn't like the ending, I never forgot that book. There was something that touched me with that. So hopefully my book will do that as well.
I love the fact, LaVonne, that you are writing through your own battle wounds. You're real and you're raw, and your books are the kind you just want to honestly curl up with a cup of cocoa and a blanket and just cry through in a good way. Those ugly, good cries.
Yeah,
and I love that. I'm serious. You're one of my favorite authors. I mean that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I truly mean it. Please think about purchasing the Blue Rose from LaVonne Thompson, because if Christmas or birthdays, get this for someone who maybe had wounds that are running deeper than what you might even know. It's a healing book. And if you get it, please think about giving LaVonne a rating, because those reviews just mean so much. LaVonne, you are such a special lady. Thank you for your rawness in your writing, your sentiment, and the love that you express. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, it's been a pleasure and a delight to meet you and to have this interview. I appreciate it so much.
Absolutely.